In the world of MMA, battles are fought just as fiercely on the microphone as in the cage. Even the best fighters can be overshadowed if they lack charisma and the ability to talk trash. As the need to throw verbal jabs grows, boundaries are often pushed way too far. I'm Jin from Beyond the Octagon, and today we're looking at 10 instances where trash talk crossed the line. Starting off at number 10, we have Mike Perry's insensitive comments. After a nasty knockout, most fighters show concern for their opponent's well-being. Enter Mike Perry, notorious for his wild remarks. At UFC Nashville, he faced 𝐥𝐢𝐤𝐤, an 8-year veteran on a rough losing streak. Fans anticipate Ellenberger's potential retirement and hope for a respectful exit. Perry delivered a devastating elbow knockout, with Ellenberger's head hitting the canvas hard. This was Ellenberger's 5th knockout loss in the UFC, and despite the gravity of the situation, Perry made classless post-fight comments before Ellenberger was even checked on. Although Ellenberger shrugged it off in an interview with MMA Junkie, Perry's remarks were widely criticized as insensitive. Number 9. Angela Magana talks trash, gets smashed. Social media can boost a fighter's career, but it can also backfire when you face the wrong person in real life. Angela Magana discovered this when she regularly targeted Cris Cyborg, even comparing her to 𝐥𝐢𝐤𝐤 in a tweet. It's one thing to punch up, but it's another to go after one of the greatest female fighters ever. The two met at the 2017 UFC Athlete Retreat in Las Vegas, where things got physical. Most fighters sided with Cyborg, seeing it as a classic case of watch your mouth. Magana threatened to sue but didn't follow through. She was later barred from a gym, Alliance MMA, while Cyborg was cited for misdemeanor battery. The charges were dropped after she completed anger management classes, though she did lose a sponsor she claims hadn't paid her anyways. Cyborg blamed Dana White's past disparaging remarks for encouraging such disrespect. Meanwhile, Magana was cut from the UFC a few months later after her 3rd consecutive loss. Number 8. BJ Penn's to the death declaration. Fighters often use phrases like, "I'll kill them," typically meaning they'll dominate the fight, but not literally kill their opponent. Given the inherent dangers of MMA, such language is usually carefully used. However, BJ Penn took it a step further before his title fight with Georges St. Pierre at UFC 94. On the UFC primetime broadcast, Penn declared, quote unquote, "To the death. We're going to the death. I'm not gonna stop. I'm serious, George. I'm going to the death. I'm gonna try to kill you." This intense language left fans wondering if he was speaking figuratively, but Penn clarified, "I'm not joking about this at all." Later, Penn explained that the interviewers asked him about his mindset in the cage, not as a direct message to GSP. The show's editing played it up, making Penn more intense than intended. In context, it made more sense than Penn appearing as a reckless fighter who forgot MMA as a sport. Number 7. Israel Adesanya's 9/11 comparison. Smiles can be a great way for making a point, but they can also backfire badly. Israel Adesanya learned this a hard way at a press conference leading up to his fight with Yoel Romero at UFC 248. He compared how Yoel would fall to the 9/11 tragedy, a remark that was so distasteful that he got on the end of an intense social media attack. This sparked immediate backlash, including from his rival Paulo Costa, who called Adesanya a disgusting piece of shit on Twitter and added, "I will really kill you, dirty Kiwi." Classy response, right? Adesanya later apologized, admitting, quote unquote, "You speak on the mic enough times and you're bound to miss the mark with some bars. I did on this one, and for that I am sorry. I'll be more careful in the future with my words." His apology was generally well received. Now, if only the actual fight had been less disappointing. Number 6. Chael Sonnen's infamous line. Chael Sonnen is known for his outrageous trash talk, but one line stands out as particularly infamous. After narrowly losing to Anderson Silva at UFC 117, Sonnen went all out on his quest for a rematch. In an interview on Mauro Ranallo's MMA show before his fight with Brian Stann at UFC 136, Sonnen said, quote unquote, "You tell Anderson Silva I'm coming over. I'm kicking his back door in and I'm patting his old lady on the ass and I'm making a mistake. Medium rare, just how I like it." This remark was quickly condemned by the MMA media, but persisted all the way to UFC 148, where Sonnen got his second shot at Silva. The line resurfaced in part because of media questions and Sonnen himself repeating variations of it. Strangely, Sonnen denied ever saying it, despite clear evidence to the contrary. Sonnen later explained that the line was a variation of an old pro wrestling quote, fitting his persona as an 80s wrestling heel. He remained unapologetic, stating, quote-unquote, "If you're not willing to go too far, you'll never go far enough in life, and I don't care." Number 5. DC and Jones. A feud reaches new depths. Jon Jones and Daniel Cormier have never hidden their hate for each other. Their infamous hot mic incident captured their intense animosity, with Jones threatening, quote-unquote, "I would literally kill you if you spit in my face." This hostility has spilled over into numerous social media exchanges over the years. However, their feud reached a new low when they dragged each other's significant others into the fray. Following Jones's fight with Alexander Gustafsson at UFC 232, moved from Nevada to California due to a drug test issue. Cormier publicly criticized Jones on Instagram using a Notes app screenshot. Jones retaliated in the comments, which included a now deleted remark. Cormier, not one to back down, responded in kind, escalating the feud by mocking Jones's controversies and making a derogatory comment about Jones's wife's flat ass. Their public spat crossed the line, disrespecting their families and overshadowing their professional achievements. Number 4. Conor McGregor's controversial towel tweet. Conor McGregor is known for his brash trash talking, but sometimes he goes too far. One such instance was in April of 2019 when McGregor posted a tweet that stirred major controversy. The tweet featured a picture of Khabib Nurmagomedov and his wife at a Muslim wedding, with McGregor captioning it, "Your wife is a towel, mate." The backlash was immediate and McGregor deleted the tweet shortly after. And in retaliation, Nurmagomedov posted a picture of McGregor with the woman and accused him of being a rapist, referencing sexual assault allegations against McGregor, reported by the New York Times. This exchange marked a new low in their already heated rivalry, which has included vehicular assaults, post-fight brawls, and numerous verbal attacks. Let's hope that feud doesn't escalate further beyond the octagon. Number 3. Frank Mir's controversial statement. Frank Mir found himself in hot water when he made a disturbing comment while discussing a potential third fight with Brock Lesnar on a radio show in 2010. Mir, known for his candidness, stated, quote-unquote, "I want to fight Brock Lesnar. I hate who he is as a person. I want to break his neck in the ring. I want him to be the first person that dies due to the octagon-related injuries." The shocking specificity of Mir's statement drew immediate criticism and condemnation. Dana White, in his characteristically blunt style, called Mir a idiot in response to a reporter's inquiry about the comment. Mir quickly issued an apology, recognizing the severity of his words in a sport often criticized for its violence. This incident served as a stark reminder of the boundaries athletes must respect in combat sports, especially concerning comments about injury and harm and death. Number 2. 𝐥𝐤𝐤𝐤's insensitive remarks. 𝐥𝐤𝐤𝐤's rise to UFC contention was marked by an outspoken nature, but her comments before facing Ronda Rousey at UFC 190 crossed the line. Just 3 fights into a UFC career, 𝐥𝐤𝐤 has positioned herself for a title shot against Rousey in her native Brazil. In an interview leading up to the bout, 𝐥𝐤𝐤 criticized Rousey's mental health, stating, quote-unquote, "Under pressure, she's proven weak. When her mother put pressure on her, she ran away from home. When she lost, it was to drugs. She even suffered from food compulsion. She's not well in the head." Rousey responded simply, and 𝐥𝐤𝐤 apologized, claiming ignorance about Rousey's father. Despite this, tensions escalated, leading to an intense stare-down where 𝐥𝐤𝐤 shouted indiscernible remarks at Rousey. After Rousey knocked her out in just 34 seconds, she repeated 𝐥𝐤𝐤's words back to her, "Don't cry." 𝐥𝐤𝐤's comments were widely criticized for their insensitivity and led to a quick and decisive defeat in the octagon. And finally, at number 1, we have the douche Colby Covington who mocks the dead. Colby Covington, known for his controversial persona, has repeatedly crossed the line with his comments, but none more so than in the lead up to his welterweight title fight against Kamaru Usman at UFC 245. Following his victory over Robbie Lawler at UFC on ESPN 5, Covington took a jab at Lawler's former teammate Matt Hughes, referencing Hughes' tragic train accident. He remarked, "It's a strong lesson that Robbie should have learned from his good buddy Matt Hughes. You stay off the tracks when the train's coming through, Junior." Covington's insensitivity continued when he mocked Glenn Robinson, the deceased manager and founder of the Blackzilians, during his campaign against Usman. He stated, "So the guy's a piece of shit, man. I mean, he was ducking me so long when Glenn Robinson was his manager. Glenn Robinson died from it because he was ducking me so hard and wouldn't fight me." These comments were met with widespread condemnation, particularly from Robinson's daughters, who expressed deep hurt and grief over Covington's remarks. Despite Covington's attempt at humor, his words were seen as reckless and majorly disrespectful, tarnishing his image even amidst his title pursuit. His insensitive remarks have extended to mocking Leon Edwards' deceased father as well at an interview. And guys, with that, we conclude our rundown of 10 times MMA fighters got way too personal. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe for more MMA content. Until next time, fam.